Good morning, students. Let us continue the adjustments. So the next adjustments comes to goods used for free sample, charity or gift. Sometimes, in order to promote the business, the trader gives the goods at free of cost in the form of some free sample or in the form of some charity or make some gift. The main objective behind this free sample, charity or gift is to promote the business. So we can consider these things as a form of advertisement of the business. Usually in this type of advertisement, cash is not involved. The goods which the trader have purchased are using for the purpose of advertisement. Therefore, we are required to show it as advertisement, and at the same time we are required to reduce the items or goods which are given as free sample, charity or gift from the balance of purchase in the trading account. Let us consider the content, meaning it is a kind of advertisement when the goods are distributed among the valued customers as free sample, as publicity of the product. Accordingly, the stock of the trader gets reduced. So the adjusting entry will be advertisement account debited or charity account debited or gift account debited, whatever name you can put, to purchase account. That means we have to reduce the balance of purchase because the goods are given as free sample, charity or gift. Next comes to treatment. The cost of free sample, gift is deducted from purchases in the trading account on the debit side. So see here we are making the deduction in the form of advertisement or charity from the trading account, and at the same time we are showing it on the debit side of the profit and loss account. Okay, next, our next adjustment related to bad debt, the most important adjustment, remember. So what is the meaning of bad debt? When we are making credit sales, debtor's account will be charged. In case the debtor is unable to pay the debt, it will be considered as bad debt. So when bad debt arises, simply the debtor refusing to pay, it is not bad debt. When the debtor is refusing to pay, we have to take legal actions against the debtor. Once in the court, it is declared that the debtor is insolvent and nothing could be realized from his estate, then in that case we are considering that as bad debt. Bad debt means the debt which cannot be recoverable from the debtor. So throughout the period there may be some bad debts. At the end of the day also there is some bad debt. And due to the risks of bad debt, sometimes the trader makes provisions in advance for the purpose of the loss of bad debt. It is also based on the conservatism principle that for the future losses we have to make provisions. So in this adjustment we have to consider two things. One is further bad debt, another one is provision for bad debt. What is the meaning of further bad debt? See students, the bad debts which arises during the year will be duly recorded in the books of accounts. But the bad debt which arises on the last day of the financial year or calendar year is not recorded through the journal entries, ledger or trial balance. For that purpose we have to make adjusting entry. And this bad debt will be considered as further bad debt. And after providing the further bad debt, we are required to make some provision in respect of the debtors which are anticipated that in the future period it is going to be bad or it cannot be recovered from the customer. See the content. The debt which become irrecoverable is known as bad debt. Sometimes at the end of the year it is clear that some debtors will not able to pay their debt. In such case, bad debt is known as further bad debt. Subsequently, the trader also makes some provisions for the possibility of future losses. So first of all, for further bad debt, we have to pass the adjusting entry as bad debt account debited to debtors account, because bad debt is a loss and the balance of debtors will get reduced. Second, for making the provision for bad debt, we have to pass this entry: profit and loss account debited to provision for bad debt account. Next comes to its treatment. Treatment is about further bad debt and provision for bad debt both added with the bad debt balance in the profit and loss account. See, in the profit and loss account with the bad debt, that means the bad debt which arises during the year, it is known as this bad debt. It is given inside the trial balance. So this figure comes from the trial balance. Now we have to add further bad debt and the provision for bad debt, which is also known as new provision. These two items are given in the adjustments. So we have to make addition of these two amounts, further bad debt and provision for bad debt. Then we have to subtract the provision for bad debt, which is the older one, that means which is created in the last year. This balance is also available in the trial balance. So from the trial balance we have to keep this figure. It is given in the credit side. We will bring this figure and reduce from the balances of trial balance, and the net figure will be shown in the debit side of the profit and loss account. Now comes to the balance sheet treatment. Both items reduced from the debtors balance in the balance sheet. So in the balance sheet you can see the balance sheet. From the debtors balance, further bad debt is first get reduced. From the balance of the debtors, the next one, provision for bad debt, is deducted and the net figure will be shown in the balance sheet. Remember, this adjustment is important because after that we are going to provide provision for discount on debtor. That means the debtors which make payments to us, we are required to give them some kind of discount in order to ensure the prompt payment from the customers. So in case you are required to prepare the provision or required to maintain the provision for discount and debtor, you have to make first adjustment of further bad debt, then you have to reduce the provision for bad debt, then take this balance in order to calculate the discount on debtors. Now consider the next one. Here it is the provision for discount on debtor. It is a loss for the business. What is the meaning? It is a normal practice in the trade to allow discount to the customers for prompt payment. It is a loss for the business, therefore a provision is duly made in this behalf. What is the adjusting entry? Similarly to like bad debt, profit and loss account debited to provision for discount on debtors. What is the treatment of this item? This balance will be added with the discount in the debit side of the profit and loss account. Second, it is reduced from the debtors balance in the asset side of the balance sheet. See here in the profit and loss account, if discount allowed is given on the debit side, simply you have to make addition of provision for discount. In some questions, discount allowed is not given, then in that case you have to write directly as provision for discount. Next comes to balance sheet. Balance sheet in the debtors, that means it is after reducing the further bad debt as well as provision for bad debt. This balance will arises. From this balance we have to reduce the discount, provision for discount. Just opposite of provision for discount on debtors, there is also a provision for discount on creditors. Usually, practically, this is not correct because we never anticipate for future incomes, but it is given as adjustment, so you have to remember it is similar to the discount on debtors. So it is opposite. While we are making the payments to our suppliers, we are expected a discount from them. So it is considered as a gain for the business. What is the meaning? When the trader makes prompt payment to the supplier or creditor, he expects some discount from them. It is a gain for the business. What will be the adjusting entries? Just opposite that, provision for discount on creditors debited to profit and loss account. That means it will be charged on the credit side of the profit and loss account. Next comes to the treatment. What is the treatment of this item? It is added with the discount received in the credit side of the profit and loss account. Here it is addition is made, and it is reduced from the creditors in the liability side of the balance sheet. See, here in the balance sheet, creditors balance is there. From the creditors balance, you have to reduce the provision for discount. In the profit and loss account, you have to add the provision for discount with the discount received amount. Okay. The next adjustment comes as manager's commission. Manager is usually an employee of the organization. In order to bring more motivation in the mind of manager, a commission is given linked with the profit of the business. That means the manager is given an opportunity to make more profits, thereby will gain more commission. So manager's commission is basically provided on profits. Sometimes commission is given to the manager as a percentage of profit for his contribution in the business. Such a commission is an expense for the business and also a current liability as payable in the next period. Usually commission is an expense, so therefore it will be recorded in the debit side of the profit and loss account, and similarly it will be payable in the next period, therefore it will be considered as a current liability. However, the fact is that how we will compute the commission of the manager. There are two approaches of computing the commission. First one, if question is given, calculate the commission as a fixed percentage of net profit before charging such commission, or it may be given as fixed percentage of net profit after charging such commission. See, we have to make a working note for the purpose of this calculation, because directly we cannot calculate the net profit in the format. Therefore, we are required to make a working note. In the working note, we have to first compute. Number one, we have to compute net profit before the commission. So this will be computed through equation basis. That means we will consider the credit side balances of the profit and loss account, and we will deduct the debit side balances of the profit and loss account in the working note itself. Then only we will get the net profit before commission. So in the first case, if it is given as a commission before charging the commission, that means it is a fixed percentage of profit before charging such commission. Simply you have to calculate by taking the rate of commission, that is the percentage given in the question. What will be the formula for that? The formula will be net profit before charging such commission into rate divided by 100. So in the working note you have to consider two workings. Step number one is first calculate the net profit before charging such commission, and after calculating that net profit apply the rate of commission to get the amount of manager's commission. However, in the second case, if it is given as after charging the commission, then the profit before commission, that is the step number one balance, should be considered into rate divided by 100 plus rate. Here is a change. First part remains constant. Second part you have to consider the rate divided by 100 plus rate. So what will be the adjusting entry for manager's remuneration, manager's commission? The adjusting entry will be manager's commission account debited to outstanding manager's commission account. What will be the treatment? Already we have covered. Manager's commission is shown on the debit side of the profit and loss account. That means here in the profit and loss account debit side it will be shown. And second treatment, same amount is shown on the liability side of the balance sheet, being outstanding expenditure. So in the balance sheet liability side we will show it as outstanding expenditure. So manager's commission payable will be shown on the liability side of the balance sheet. Okay. Now let us come another important adjustment that is related to insurance and abnormal loss of stock due to accident, or we can say due to fire. There is a loss of stock. Sometimes the trader takes insurance on the stock. When the trader takes full insurance, then it will get full amount of compensation. Sometimes the insurance is taken on partly basis, that means not on the whole goods. Let's say 50% or 60% stocks are insured. In that case, the insurance company, in the event of loss of stock, pays only that portion of the loss. So accordingly, the remaining portion will be considered as a loss for the business. And sometimes the trader do not have any insurance on the stock, then in that case the total loss of stock by fire will be considered as the business loss. It is a part of the stock. If a part of the stock is lost or destroyed due to accident, the cost of such stock is abnormal loss. If insurance is taken on such stock, then loss is proportionately reduced by the insurance compensation. So let us take on the adjusting entries with example. Goods lost due to accident debited. Goods lost due to accident or fire, we can say. The journal entry will be loss by fire account debited. Let us take 1000 value to trading account. That means first it will be shown under closing stock as loss total amount. The second step, insurance coverage we have to consider. If the goods are fully insured, that means basically we do not have any loss because insurance company will compensate for that loss. So insurance claim account debited to loss by fire account. The whole amount 1000 rupees will be covered by the insurance claim. Second comes to partly insured. That means if we insure the goods 60%, then accordingly 40% will be our loss and 60% compensation we will get. So in that case, profit and loss account will be charged with 400 rupees. That is the non-insured part. Insurance claim account debited, that is 600. That means the goods for which insurance is taken. To loss by fire account 1000. Here the loss is segregated. Some loss is compensated by the insurance company. The remaining loss will be borne by the business only. So in case there is no insurance, then the full amount of loss will be considered as business loss. In that case, the entry will be profit and loss account debited to loss by fire account, and the full amount of loss will be charged in that case. Now consider the treatment. Already we have covered. The total loss is shown on the credit side of the trading account. First we have to take the total amount of loss to the trading account credit side. After that, proportionate loss amount will be shown in the profit and loss account. That means the quantum of loss. In case of full insurance, this balance is 0. In case of partly insurance, the amount of loss, and in case of no insurance, it will be the full value. And the third one, the amount of insurance claim will be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet under the current assets. So actually under the debtors, it will be shown as insurance claim, because the insurance company promised us to compensate our loss. It is one of the important adjustments. Remember it. Next comes to mutual indebtedness. Sometimes it may happen the supplier may be our customer. That means the person from whom we are making the purchases may be the same person to whom we are making the sales. That means at the same time, one person may be our creditor and our debtor. So while preparing the financial statement, we have to adjust the mutual indebtedness. So what will be the meaning? Sometimes a customer or debtor may also be a creditor for goods purchased from him on credit. That means at the same time he is our creditor, and at the same time he is our debtor. In such case, the balance of that person, Mr. A, account appears both on the liability side under creditor and also on the asset side as debtor. So the balance appears as creditor as well as debtor. So what we have to take? We have to consider both the amounts. We have to take the lower amount. That means if creditor is 2000, debtor is 1000, the lower amount will be 1000. That 1000 will be adjusted from both the side. Adjusting entry, creditors balance always credit. In this case, we have to make debit of the creditors and credit of the debtors in order to transfer their mutual balances. What is the treatment? The lower balance is deducted from creditors in the liability side of the balance sheet. So creditor, you can see we are deducting it as transfer. The lower balance is deducted from debtor in the asset side of the balance sheet. Debtors also transfer. So in case it is 2000, it is 1000. 1000 is get reduced from both the side. This balance will become 0 and this balance will appear as 1000 rupees. This is known as mutual indebtedness. On the last day of the accounting period, such adjustments taken place. So that's all about the final account adjustments. Students, you are required to revise it properly while making its application in the preparation of financial statement. Thank you.